Greetings, we have another book to review, and in this case it is The Biotech Century by Jeremy Rifkin. And this is a book that was written in 1998, and I bought the physical copy at Borders Bookstore in Ann Arbor, Michigan when I was a graduate student there at the time. Now, because of technological disruption and the dematerialization associated with that, there is no Borders bookstore chain, and many people buy books that are in ebook format or even physical books that are from Amazon ordered by e-commerce. The notion that there can be a big bookstore chain like Borders with that many store outlets is a notion of a bygone age, late 20th century. So this book is a relatively unknown edition in the genre of retrofuturism because written in 1998, Jeremy Rifkin makes a lot of predictions for about 2025, which we're almost in, and most of those did not happen from a biotech perspective. So by that measurement, this is not a very good book of futurism because the accuracy of predictions is not very high. The other negative of this book is that there's no illustrations in it at all. There's no pictures at all, which is surprising. Because a densely written book like this one on a difficult subject should have some illustrations or pictures or images. Now that being said, this is a very good book in terms of understanding the key areas of biotech innovation. So let me read off the table of contents over here briefly. Chapter 1, The Biotech Century. Chapter 2, Patenting Life. Chapter 3, A Second Genesis. Chapter 4, A Eugenic Civilization. Chapter 5, The Sociology of the Gene. Chapter 6, Computing DNA. Chapter 7, Reinventing Nature. Chapter 8, A Personal Note. Now in this book, there is a lot of discussion not just about medical treatments, but about genomic engineering and creating designer babies and so forth. And the author was confident that by the 2020s, designer babies would be a relatively mainstream thing. That has not happened yet. Now having a biotech bias means Jeremy Rifkin believes DNA computing was to be the next paradigm of computing after Moore's Law. That has not happened yet. It could still happen. But that's an example of having a biotech bias and believing that biotech is the answer to computing, very similar to how Ray Kurzweil believes that software engineering is the answer to longevity and creating human immortality. So in both cases, the biases come through. But also to his credit, despite being a biotech-oriented book, the author is not one of the people who believes human aging can be halted and reversed and that humans can be made de facto immortal, as many other people in the singularity and futurism community do believe, Ray Kurzweil among them. Jeremy Rifkin does not make any such claims about being able to reverse engineer the aging process at a genomic and chromosomal level to halt and even reverse human aging, and for that he deserves credit because this book was written at a time when that was a big fad, the notion that we are very close to achieving actuarial escape velocity, etc., was a common meme in futurism in the late 1990s and early 2000s, and exactly none of that has occurred. Human life expectancy in advanced countries like the United States is no higher than it was in 1998 when this book was written. And we're seeing many reasons why that is. There's much more information about how to eat de-aging foods and how to avoid foods that can not only accelerate your aging but increase your chances of diabetes, cancer, etc., that can cause premature death above and beyond your rate of aging too. But you still see people consuming high fructose corn syrup and deep fried foods fried in seed oil and all kinds of other slow poisons that one should not consume, despite how much information there is available on YouTube and elsewhere about this. So all things considered, this is a good book to read to understand about areas of biotech innovation and big problems that are being worked on by a number of innovators. It does not make the cut in terms of futurism, even though it was right about one thing that a lot of other futurists are wrong about, which is human radical life extension. Now, if you like this type of content, I encourage you to subscribe to this channel, and thank you very much for watching.